Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Knowledge Universe. The video today is very important. It's very important in the field of programming or developing software. This video is about Python framework or Python frameworks. Today there is a wide variety of Python frameworks that make creating web applications much easier. These frameworks bring together the models and the packages that allow you to build applications quickly without the need to take care of involved details like protocols or sockets or other low levels. As a software developer, the difference between the concept framework, library, package, and module is one of the questions that is often asked and one of big source of confusion. And the debate about the difference between these four concepts, what does each one of them represent? So in this video, before studying or explaining the why framework or Python frameworks are useful to use in web application developing, I start by explaining the difference between these four important concepts. Welcome to my channel, and I start now this important tutorial. Before studying why Python frameworks are useful in software development, let's start this tutorial by explaining the difference between four important concepts. These concepts are framework, library, package, and model. As a software developer, this is one of the questions that is often asked and one of a big source of confusion. Now let's start by explaining this the difference between these four important concepts. And I start now by the concept or model or model concept. Now let's start by explaining the concept model. Model is the smallest piece of software. Simply just a py extension file which has Python code. Model is a set of methods or functions ready to be used somewhere else. For example, here this is my an example of Python model with many functions and many classes and many variables. And here this is a Python file with the extension py. So model is smallest file or smallest piece of software. The package concept is a collection of modules. It's used to gather a number of modules holding in general the same functional purpose, making it easier to include all the related modules at once. For example, here I have this is my package. It includes the module number 1 and the module number 2, and the model is a set of function or classes or methods. For example, here I have the package with the name game. This package is contain or composed of this model init.py and based on some other sub-package sub-package with the name sound, sub-package with name image, and sub-package with name level. And each sub-package is composed with many models. For example, here the package or sub-package sound is composed by init.py, load, play, pause. These four models, and here the package image is composed with four models, and the package level is composed with four models. So here this is an example of a package or sub-package, and each package is composed with many models. In Python, you can, for example, use many important libraries. As example, pandas, numpy, matplotlib, tensorflow, keras, skitlearn, and other many important libraries. So what is library? Library is a collection of packages. Its purpose is to offer a set of functionalities ready to use without worrying about the subcontent packages. So a library is what you include when you want to add some functionality to your code. It does not force any coding style on you either. So in Python, you can download and use many important library, for example, in the context of data science, or in the context of mathematics, or other contexts. In Python, you can use many important frameworks, such as Django, Pyramid, FastAPI, Tornado, Dash, and other important frameworks. So what is framework? Framework is a set of libraries. But this time, the framework does not just offer functionalities, but it also provides an architecture for the development work. In other words, you don't include a framework, you integrate your code into it. Here's the wireframe of the project. That's why a framework forces its coding style on you. Generally, Python programming language has many important applications when it comes to implement your project. Among these important applications is web development. So web development is one of the most or the important applications of Python programming. Now, why a Python framework is important? Usually, if you want to develop your web application, you need many important processes or operations. As example of these operations, URL routine. Routine is the mechanism of mapping your URL directly to your code that creates the web page. Also, you need in some applications to input form handling and validation. Suppose you have a form which takes some input. The idea is to validate the data and then save it. So you need this important operation. Also, you can need to output format with the template engine. A template engine allows the developers to generate desired content types like HTML, XML, or JSON. Also, in many applications or many web applications, you need to connect your applications to your database. So, the database connection, configuration, and persist data manipulation throughout an ORM. Also, you need to square your application or web security. Frameworks give web security against many attacks like CRSF or SQL injection or cross-site scripting and other common attacks. Also, you need in many projects or many applications to store or to retrieve your data. So, by using framework, you can store the session data and gets cleared when the page session ends. So, Python framework is, or the notion or the concept or Python framework is a collection of models or packages which helps developers or programmers to write web applications. While working on frameworks in Python, we don't have to worry about the low levels details such as protocols, sockets, or thread management or other low operations. So Python frameworks provide the basic infrastructure for developing a robust Python software application and help the developers to develop their applications easily. Depending on the software project, your software team is trying to build, there are better and worse Python frameworks suited for its software or its purpose. Thank you for watching this important video about Python frameworks and the difference between the concept, framework, model, library, and the package. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. Goodbye.